Hey, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Okay, this is not good news. Current blood sugar is 19. I'll do a calibration shortly, still okay. I have 6.725 units. I have also taken a shot of 40 extra units to hopefully bring me down further. Yesterday was not a good day. I still have the battle scars. I ended up in DK and I'm hooked up. So we'll just have to wait. I'm going to ask tomorrow if I haven't got sick to have it taken out. But we'll see. Okay. Now, that tells the story. Yesterday, I was 39%. 64% is above 10% millimoles. Above 10%, above 10 millimoles. Yesterday, I hit 3. That was basically when I got back. Average sugar for today was at 13.8. So it's not a super day, but it'll only get better. I don't want to head back. Being an emergency is not a fun thing to do. Okay. Today I want to talk to you about being an organized diabetic. And what does it mean? You gotta be controlled. Now you have to be organized. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Organized diabetes. What it really means is you should keep your supplies in an easy place that you're able to get. Most of my supplies I keep in just one of these. I don't know if you're able to see it or not, but it's just like a little makeup type kit. Has dividers inside, and I will show you right now what's inside. So insert picture now. So I've got my syringes separate. I've got a place for my insulin. I have a place for my inserters, my chargers. Just something that you're able to see and you know what you're going to have to get, what you don't need, what you do need. You don't want to be overstocking of supplies. I've mentioned before the AIM principle of just count your supplies every week on the same time, and you can determine how much of supplies you need. You can carry a 3-week supply, 4 weeks if you want, but just so you don't have so much stuff. It's easy to accumulate, but the clue I was always given by my care team was have what you're going to use for, they said, a month period, and then double it. So basically you should have a 2-month supply. That goes for inserters, chargers, whatever. Now, I have all that, and that all goes to keeping this little machine, insulin, and others have to work through this. Technology. I have my items on here. I also have my older phone, which is able to do it so that the nurses here can actually see my blood sugars. You want to make sure that you have more of your sensors. It's always great to say, yeah, I want supplies when you don't have any means to get it. You had a pump for many years without a sensor. Because when the pump was made, there wasn't such a sensor. I moved to get a new pump. It was gray at the time, but that held on, and they gave me 5 sensors at the beginning, and I utilized those 5. It was kind of a neat novelty. But now I'm able to have an ongoing supply of my sensors, and as such, I'm able to keep my sensors going. So here, I just press, I know what my blood sugar is. But again, you can have a pump without a sensor, but you're not going to be able to see what your blood sugar is. So don't force yourself into getting stuff you're not going to use. I got just recently, what did I do with it? Let me see, is it here? No. But I got a ketone sensor. No, it's ketone sensor. Ketone blood testing. And I recently used it as of yesterday, and it kind of gave me an alert. And when I went over to the emergency, they say, oh, your blood sugar's high, but you're not in ketoacidosis. Quite quickly, I became ketonic. And the high point, or not the high point, but the point of the day, I all of a sudden was sick. I was sucking on ice chips just to keep my mouth moist. Nothing's worse than being high, your mouth is dry, and they won't allow you any ice. I prefer ice more than water. And then all of a sudden, I vomited. And they took a look and said, okay. So they ordered more blood work, and I came back and I was in DKA. So DKA can you can slip over into DKA very quickly. Your ketone sensor, all is an easy way of sort of saying, hey, I'm going to go into the hospital. Something in me was not right. I have a condition now. No, sorry, I don't have a condition. I have a syndrome. and that is Ogilvy syndrome. So that may have promoted what's going on. I went through this September of last year when I went into DKA, but because we were fighting it so long, I ended up very ill. And I ended up being transferred from our local emergency to Abbotsford, and I was quite ill. I was sicker than I really should have been, but we tried to control things here. It didn't really work out. So I ended up sicker than a dog. But it's all good. So it's all good. They got my blood sugar down to 12, and I was moved back here. I kept these because I have a habit of being in DKA. They get me out of it, but I can come right back and be in DKA. The doctor at Abbotsford said, "Well, this machine isn't working, you're going back on shots." And I said no. And there's a reason for that. Because I knew my body and I knew what would happen. So I won. I got a new pump, and he was saying, "Well, maybe you're the type that shouldn't be on a pump." And I've had my diabetic nurse, my diabetic doctor, kind of win this team over here that I should be on a pump because my control is so much better. Is it perfect? No, it's not. But it will be. I'll just have to get over this, get my blood sugar down. Like I said, I took my dinner dose plus a little bit extra just to make sure. Tonight, before dinner, I did a number, and that was 1.0 ketone. So, yes, I'm ketotic, but I'm not into DKA. And it's important to realize this. We have the technology now, but you have to use it. It was sort of like years ago for me. I had a glucometer. One of the first, my pediatrician at the time got me onto this. I didn't know how often you were supposed to test with this thing. It's probably a blockhead here. But once I got onto the train and able to see what my blood sugar was, it was all the best. And now I test, I utilize all the equipment I have available to me. Will there be a time I don't need to test blood? I only need to wear a sensor and utilize the pump and almost be like not having diabetes? Possibly. But you need to utilize the machine and the items that you have available to you. Remember that. Be organized with your supplies so that you know how much you need to order. And if you get sick, it's time to say, "Hey, hold on here. I need to start taking better control." And with that, we're going to call it a day. and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.